Hello guys, so I decided to make this video quickly just to show you guys this 5-minute Fibonacci scalping strategy. I know that most traders like to trade using your 5-minute to 1 minute. Not everyone does like to do swing trading, so if you are a scalper and you want to learn a quick little 5-minute scalping strategy, then I think this might be for you. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is we want to find a trend. Okay, it could be an uptrend or it could be a downtrend like this. How do we know if there's a downtrend or uptrend? So basically, you want to look for lower lows in a downtrend. So here's a lower low, there's a lower low, there's a lower low, and there's a lower low. And then you can also look for lower highs as well. Okay, so there's a high over there that it created. It made a lower high and a lower high and another lower high. Okay, so that's how you identify where the trend is going. Okay, so this is obviously a downtrend. So we're gonna have to use our Fibonacci retracement tool, which looks like this. Okay, so for some odd reason, price always likes to respect our 0.618, our zero point 0.5 zone. So this is it's called your golden zone. That's what it's called. So for some odd reason, especially in a downtrend or an uptrend, specifically trends, any trend, price likes to come back to this zone most of the times. So if you guys want to copy my Fibonacci retracement settings, here you go. Just copy it as is and you just apply it like this. Okay, cool. Now that that's done, let me explain quickly how this works. Okay, so first of all, we identified our downtrend. So what's the first thing we want to look at? Okay, we want to find something. And what would that be? So we want to find break of structure. So obviously, if you guys don't know what a break of structure is, it's when price creates new lower lows. Okay, so price moved. Okay, let's say price moves like this. Okay, we're in a downtrend. So where would a break of structure be? It would be there. Right there, that's your break of structure. It broke this structure, creating a new lower low. And then once again, it broke it again, creating a new lower low. That's these parts over here, that's your break of structure, following your downtrend. Okay. So where can we see this over here? We can see there's a little break of structure right there. Okay, so we identified a break of structure. What's the next thing we want to see? So we take our Fibonacci, we go to the highest point it made from this break of structure, and we drag it all the way down to the lowest point that it made, which is going to be here. We drag it across. So price in this time would probably be, let's say, around here. So here we would just wait for price to come back, retrace into this golden zone. So I wouldn't really recommend that you trade as soon as it hits the 0.5. It's better to wait for confirmation. As you guys can see, price went into it and most people would enter right here. And if you have a tight stop loss, you're going to be stopped out, okay? Because there's other things you can consider. So price went up and the best entries that I can tell you to give is using your 0.618. Okay, this is probably the best entry point you can use. So now we have this. Okay, we drew our Fibonacci retracement. Price went into our golden zone, tapped our 0.618 zone over here. So how are we going to trade this? Okay, because we obviously don't know that it is going down. Okay, but when we're in a downtrend, you trade with the trend. You don't want to trade against it. You want to trade with it. Okay, it has entered the golden zone. It made a few rejection wicks, as you guys can see right there. There's 1, 2, 3, almost basically 4 rejection wicks, kind of showing that it's just rejecting this area and they're looking for possible sells again. Okay, more confirmation can be used over here. There's a fair value gap, and that's why it kind of got rejected. As you guys can see, there's a little fair value gap over there. Price came in, rejected this fair value gap, liquidated any orders that was left in this area. Okay, done that. So now we have 2 confirmations. So now you can kind of see, okay, cool, we can enter this trade. So how are we going to enter this? Okay, price rejected, rejected again. You could have entered here already as soon as it kind of tapped the zone, because you're not always going to 100% know how high it would go, but it would always stay in this area and then eventually go down. So you take your tool over there, you enter your trade, this is your stop loss, and your take profit is your next zone, which is 0 right there. And look at that beautiful trade. I'm going to give you guys another example. You can kind of use this the whole time. All right. Okay, so break of structure there, Fibonacci, golden zone 0.618, a bunch of rejection wicks, and we entered for a sell, and we hit take profit. Okay, so here we can see there's another break of structure right there. Price created a new lower low over there. So what are we going to do? We draw our break of structure right there. We take our Fibonacci, highest point to lowest point, which is right there. You drag it across, and what do we see? We see that price came into the zone, tapped it a few times. Okay, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for price to hit our 0. You can't really see it over there. Okay, 0.618. It hit it right there. Okay, you could have entered the trade right there. As it hit that zone, this is where you enter. Okay, or you can wait for it to go to equilibrium of this. Okay, so you can either enter where it taps the zone or enter at equilibrium. That's also something I can recommend. If you see that price is rejecting too much, you just take your GAN box with the levels of 0, 0.5, and -1. You drag it across the golden zone, and then you wait for it to hit this middle zone right there. Okay, this is just extra confirmation to have a more precise entry. If you guys don't really understand, it's not really that detrimental to use. You don't really need to, but it's just extra confirmation. So tap that zone, cool. We enter the trade right there on the zone. This is our stop loss, and our take profit is our zone where it says 0 right there. And boom, we were in profits. It did retrace back. So over here, you would have had profits, okay? Went back into the golden zone, rejected that 0.18 zone again, and hit our take profit. You can use this strategy the whole time, but you need to know that it's not always going to work, okay? This isn't 100% guaranteed. This is just something that does work a lot. Every single trade over here that I've seen, it has worked. So let's try and use this again. Right here, break a structure. We take this to our lowest point. Okay, price comes back up into a golden zone, 0.618 zone. Boom. Entry, stop loss, take profit right there. Regardless, you would have made money because this is our first take profit. This is our second take profit. Okay, your first take profit would have been hit, and my rule is as soon as you hit take profit 1, you set break even, and now you have a 0 risk trade. And the other trades you had, risk free, and you lost absolutely nothing. So I hope you guys understand kind of what I'm trying to get out over here with regarding this strategy, and that you guys find it to be not too difficult. This is probably the best 5-minute strategy that I've figured out to work pretty well. And as you guys can see, it did exactly what it did previously. Came into the zone, went down, tapped it, came back into the zone, went down, going for take profit 2. Boom, as we speak. Nice. Okay, cool. So I hope that you guys kind of understand. You see how price is moving right now. It's because of news. I was going to stream this, but look how beautiful this is. It's tapping this zone over here. I can see that it's tapping this previous liquidity. It's going to go up. It's going to retrace. It's definitely going back up after this. But yeah, I hope you guys understood this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next update. But for now, much love, KHT gang. Kevin is out.